we could have been great. This is the budget. It's the best budget. There's going to be so much money to budget.
School choice.
No, they're not findings. They're not fine. No, 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 they're not fine.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
I tried everything in my bag of tricks.
That's all that is in your bag of tricks?
Yeah, just making a
just
loud
that
noise.
One
into
horrible
the
sound. Great.
I have a very limited bag of tricks.
How many times do I have to tell you that I don't give a fuck about basketball?
I mean, you can tell me over and over, but I'm still going to tell you that it's March Madness.
Yeah.
You know when you go outside and you just get a little bit twitchy today? You know how that happened?
I thought that was DTs.
That's the madness.
Oh.
You got the madness.
Remember the old man from the Six Flag commercials?
Yeah.
I feel a lot like him.
He had the madness.
He did, but
his was a different kind of madness.
It was a special kind of madness. Ooh, I like that.
What?
Special kind of madness. I like that.
Okay.
Sounds like a paperback title. Doesn't it?
It sounds like a book that I would see in an airport and then immediately ignore.
You would disregard it.
Because it's $18 and it's worth $2. Every book in an airport is 18 plus.
Is that true?
It seems like it.
I've never noticed that. I don't fly much, as you know. You know how people say that that book's not worth the paper it's printed on?
Yeah.
I bet the price to actually print a book on paper is not that high.
It's not. So it's actually quite the insult.
Yeah. Is that how that breaks down?
Yeah. It works out exactly like the people who are saying it would like it to work out.
Okay. I'm glad we unraveled that expression. I'm tired, and I don't have any alcohol. I'm drinking a Diet Coke.
I'm tired, and I have water.
Still water.
I like water. It's good for you.
You like water, but you like it in a way that's sort of, annoying.
How so?
I don't know. You just like it so much. You just keep sipping it. Yeah. See, that's annoying.
Refreshing.
That makes me uncomfortable.
I don't understand.
And it alienates the listener. Yeah, see?
I can't help it.
What are you doing?
It quenches your thirst, and that's the sound of my thirst being quenched.
Do you have an esophageal vagina? Is that...
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a medical condition. Yeah. Don't make fun of it.
There's a row of clitori down your throat.
Microaggression.
How can I upgrade this microaggression to a maxi-aggression?
I don't know. I'm still not even sure what a microaggression is.
I mean, I kind of know what it is.
I mostly know that it's even a thing because of obnoxious right-wing people complaining that people say microaggression.
Yeah, like all liberals are just walking around going microaggression all the time. And
we all do that and then go to a safe place.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where are all these liberal safe places, by the way?
I don't know.
Where are they?
I
Besides college campuses, we know they're there. Where else are they?
Coffee shops. I assume every coffee shop is a safe place for a liberal.
Not if it sells the Wall Street Journal.
Fair.
Thank you.
Every coffee shop where there's a barista that has a handlebar mustache.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I feel comfortable. That makes me feel... That's a microaggression. Reminds me of motorcycles. Had a friend, got killed in a motorcycle accident. Microaggression.
How does that remind you of motorcycles?
Handlebars. And a lot of bikers have handlebars. See, there you go again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey.
Hi.
Welcome to Sushi Jackknife.
Hi, everybody. In our ongoing conversation that ongoes.
Yeah.
We've been ongoing, and it will continue to go on. If you haven't realized it yet, if you start at episode 1...
That adds up.
We just pick up every thread, and it's just one long...
Oh, wouldn't it be great if we actually had been smart enough to do that?
Yeah. That's what makes us not, like...
You could just seamlessly listen all the way through the entire canon.
Yeah. That's what...
But we didn't do anything.
No. That's what separates us from, lots of other podcasts.
We could have been great.
Yeah.
We could have been great.
There was a glimmering hope.
And now we're just hoping for okay.
Yeah. That's a pretty good motto. Hoping for okay.
Dream big.
Dream big. In the news this week, Santa Claus came to town.
Oh.
If Santa Claus was orange and evil,
So,
paunchy.
I've been trying to figure out, with the Fuhrer being in town, getting to visit his hero Andrew Jackson's grave, and then getting to speak to a crowd of people.
Right.
On the same day that his second travel ban
Dropped.
met its maker.
Yes. Thank you, Hawaii and Minnesota, was it?
I think that's correct.
Yes. Maryland. Thank you, Hawaii and Maryland.
I've been trying to figure out how that day stacks up for him. Like, was it overall a good day?
Yeah.
Or was it a bad day? Or
Right.
somewhere in between? Because he wanted to visit Andrew Jackson's grave.
Sure.
If Andrew Jackson was alive, he'd make sweet love to him. He loves Andrew Jackson so much.
Who would make sweet love to... Well, I think Andrew Jackson would want to shoot you with a musket if you tried to enter him.
That seems correct.
Don't you think?
That seems correct.
Yeah.
Unless you're Donald Trump, the logical successor to what he was trying to do.
Yeah, Andrew Jackson, I don't know if you guys remember, but he's the guy who was responsible for the Trail of Tears, among other things.
I've never honestly figured out why people... Because there are people who like him.
Who venerate him. Yeah. Isn't he getting kicked off the $20 bill?
Well, I mean, he was.
He was, and he's not anymore?
Well, who's not president anymore.
Oh,
I don't know if it's actually happening or not.
Okay.
But I'm
We were going to
assuming-
get a Harriet Tubman $20 bill, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming that if the Angry Orange has anything to do with it, he will put Andrew Jackson on all of the bills.
Making them indiscernible from each other.
It will be the caricature that he has on the tramp stamp that he got put on his lower back during the campaign.
Oh, yeah. I heard he finished that tattoo off while he was in town here.
Steve Bannon suggested it. He suggests everything.
Donald. Yeah, he was in town. Rightfully, there were about 2,500 protesters. And the auditorium, which is the municipal auditorium here in Nashville, was only half full, almost right before he started. And they actually extended the start time by about half an hour to let
what's really
more
fun about
people
that?
come in.
I had to do it on my way home. I had to listen to my friendly neighborhood lunatic Phil Valentine on the radio. One of these days he's going to find out that I've talked about him and be very unhappy about this.
I think you're right.
But they had a reporter there, and that reporter reported that there were hordes of people waiting to get in, and that they were saying they were going to have to turn people away. Alternative fact?
Alternative fact.
Alternative
we
fact.
can call it, yeah. The municipal auditorium, by the way, is the same place where like the Nashville Roller Derby takes place. The two events are on par with one another.
No, that's not true. People really like the roller derby.
So yeah, about 2,500 protesters. I'm reading from the Tennessean here, okay, which is the shitty newspaper we have here in town.
Why do you hate the Tennessean?
It's just not.
What has the Tennessean
It's
done
just
to you?
not very good. Although the crowd appeared largely peaceful, Metro Police said that 2 people were cited: a man for shoving someone,
Whoa.
and a woman for fighting in line.
Now, what kind of fighting?
It doesn't say.
Like
See, that's my problem with the Tennesseans.
fist fighting?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they just report the facts that they have.
Police did not say whether they were protesters or supporters.
I would bet the one in line was probably a supporter because I'm betting most of the protesters didn't want to go inside. Therefore, they wouldn't be in the line. Logical reasoning. She probably was upset.
Also, the Metro Police, among other things, they accosted a group of Fisk University students. Fisk University, a historically black college here in town. So, Metro Police accosted a group of black kids for standing on the sidewalk. Yeah.
I would like to hear the police side of it. Not that I'm doubting the account there, but why they wouldn't just because someone was standing there. They have to have an excuse in their mind.
In their mind?
Yeah. Well, I'd like to know what the excuse was.
Whether it's a viable excuse or not.
It might be a viable excuse.
Let's see.
Maybe they were blocking an emergency exit.
Maybe they were. Among the protesters was a retired first grade teacher, a 68-year-old Vietnam vet. Said he was offended by Trump's remarks denigrating John McCain. It was a wide swath. of protest, but that's good. Let's see what else. 100 students from a local academy spent their lunch hour protesting Trump's visit. That was pretty good. Go kids. This was kind of awful. At times, Trump supporters and opponents engaged in heated exchanges. Not surprised, given what we witnessed at the Women's March. When a group of pastors protesting Trump,
Wait, were they the same pastors?
No, these guys were protesting Trump.
I know, but was it the same group? They might still have an issue with Trump.
The that's
Trump's
true.
been pro-life.
That's true.
Pro-choice.
Yeah, that's true. It could be the same angry people.
Maybe
that
they just hate everyone.
Met at the Women's March. Met, quote unquote.
I met a bearded man.
When a group of pastors protesting Trump walked by a line of Trump supporters, they were drowned out by supporters singing "God Bless America," while one Trump supporter threatened to fight them, thus encapsulating everything he's all about. Oh, that's not in there. I just put that in.
You know what? I'm actually okay with the drowning him out with "God Bless America." I can't be upset about that.
They resurrected Lee Greenwood again to sing "Proud to Be an American."
Lee Greenwood, Donald Trump is the best thing that's ever happened to Lee Greenwood.
Right. A resurgence in his career.
Lee Greenwood, there are two things he loves. He loves 4th of July fireworks shows.
That's right.
And he loves Donald Trump.
Did you hear about the one protester who interrupted the rally? This was a rally, by the way.
Yes, I heard briefly about it.
She was holding up a banner proclaiming improved Medicare for all. She is a physician. Her name is Carol Paris. She interrupted Trump during his speech, calling for improved Medicare. He said, as security confronted her, and that will be the story tomorrow. And hey, look, it's the story tomorrow. Yay.
Well, actually, you know what? That was not the story the next day.
No, you're right. It's not
In
the
fact,
lead story.
none of this rally was the story.
Nope.
The story was still he's a lunatic.
That's right.
And he still believes in wiretapping.
Oh, Jesus. That one person was Dr. Carol Paris. She is the current president of the National Organization of Physicians for a National Health Program. There was something. She wrote a letter to the president weeks ago asking for a meeting to discuss healthcare reform. She never got a response.
Shocking. Do you think I could ask for a meeting with Trump?
I think you could.
Like, would he actually do it? I don't have a specific issue I want to discuss.
You just want to sit down.
I just want to be near him.
Yeah, for a little while.
I want to experience it. And then I can go home.
You can move on with your life.
Knowing that I encountered evil and I made it out alive.
You faced it down. This is the thing that really struck me out of this article. This is again from the Tennessean. Before the rally, an announcement over the arena's public address system asked attendees, supporters, to shout down protesters, but not to touch them and let the police take care of them. They told them to. They actively encouraged them to shout down protesters during the rally. Interesting.
I mean, they didn't have to tell him.
They would have done it anyway. That's kind of the point,
It's
right?
gonna
Like, they would
happen.
have done it. But the fact that they were encouraging that, I thought was pretty gross.
Yeah. I mean, the other option is if there are protesters, just like turn your back and ignore them.
And see, that would be nice.
That's not going to happen.
No, but it'd be great.
Yeah, right.
Today-
There's no venue where that would happen.
Today we had the hard power budget, also known as the Make America Great Again budget, also known as the MAGA budget. I'm going to call it the MAGA.
MAGA.
Just makes me feel more like it's a Pokemon
MAGA.
and not like a scary thing where lots
Yeah.
of stuff is getting cut for more military money.
Including all of the stuff that he said he's going to spend money on, like infrastructure.
I believe so.
Yeah, no, that's
Well,
cut.
That's
No,
getting
it's
cut?
cut, yeah.
That's getting cut?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait a minute. I heard on the news today he was talking about infrastructure again.
What
To
I
the
was
tune of $1 trillion a year?
That's what he said. What I have read is in the budget, that's not in there.
So
Which it can't be because how much is the budget?
a budget, let's see. I don't know if I have that number here in front of
I
me.
believe the budget was like 2-something trillion.
Right. So $1 trillion of that would be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
That's not happening. No.
Unless
no.
that's part of the defense spending.
He
Somehow.
he says the blueprint was designed... I'm just going to read this to
The
you.
blueprint was designed for Paul Ryan to ignore it.
I kind of hope that happens. I'm not a...
Oh, Paul Ryan's going to ignore the crap out of that.
Sure, I'm sure he will. I mean,
Paul Ryan is not going to be in favor of increasing spending anywhere.
right. This is a blueprint, by the way. This is not,
That's because he can't do real math. He just like wrote some numbers down with this one, man.
And because it's a blueprint, they made sure it was in a little blue book. You can read the full text of it, by the way, on the NPR website.
No thanks.
You can, though.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Just letting you know.
Nah, I'm good.
Just telling you what's happening in the world.
I don't have
It's
any
there
interest.
if you want to do it.
Is it written like? Can you tell it's written by him? If they want me to read the bills, I want it to be written by Donald Trump in his voice. So I want it to say things like, this is the budget. It's the best budget. There's going to be so much money to budget. We're going to budget all
the
over.
money.
All the money's going to be budgeted. And just like 4 paragraphs like that. And then, a few bullet points. And that's it.
Maybe some crayon drawings in the margins. The Trump administration's new budget blueprint aims to quantify the president's nationalistic agenda in dollars and cents. This is from NPR. The plan, released Thursday morning, calls for significant increases in military and border security spending, along with corresponding cuts in many other parts of the government. The blueprint was designed, quote, to send a message to our allies and our potential adversaries that this is a strong power administration. Okay, said Budget Director Mark Mulvaney on Wednesday as he previewed the document in a briefing with reporters. Oh, they had reporters there. Oh, that was nice. It also sends a clear message domestically. This administration is willing to make drastic, controversial cuts to fund that strong power message. That includes slashing spending on foreign aid and the environment, as well as long-standing programs aimed at boosting the arts and humanities, as well as the fortunes of the most vulnerable Americans. Fortunes. The question now is how much the Republican-controlled Congress will go along with that vision. As you've said, probably not a lot.
No, not too much. And what's really fun about this? Still no one cares about any of it. Because all anyone wants to talk about is the fact that, hey, there still is no proof.
Right. Where's that pudding? Where is that pudding?
For those who live under a rock, of course, to recap quickly, Donald Trump tweeted that Barack Obama wiretapped Trump Tower. And then last week spent the entire week avoiding talking to reporters because he knew they were going to ask about that. And he sent his mouthpieces out to say, look, we think he'll be vindicated, blah, blah, blah. And then yesterday, the bipartisan heads of the intelligence group in the House
correct
had a press conference.
They did.
And they both said, yeah, no, that didn't happen. So, and then Paul Ryan today said, we've already talked about that. That didn't happen.
We're not.
However, Sean Spicer disagrees. I have a little clip here for you.
Great.
Sean Spicer was at his daily briefing and got asked about it, because why would he not get asked about it?
Oh, is that the meeting where he puts on his underwear?
Yes. I mean, he might as well. It's just as important as what he actually does. So,
the bipartisan findings of the Senate Intelligence Committee.
No, they're not findings. There's a statement out today. They have not begun this. As you know, yesterday, or 2 days ago, the Department of Justice asked for an additional week. So the statement clearly says that at this time, that they don't believe that. They have yet to go through the information. The Department of Justice, as you know, has not supplied this. But I've just read off to you. It's interesting. When the New York Times reports... Hold on.
Let you do that whole long answer.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay. So, are you saying that the president still stands by his allegation that President Obama ordered wiretapping or surveillance of Trump Tower, despite the fact that the Senate Intelligence Committee says they see no indication that it happened? Does the president still stand by the allegation?
First of all, he stands by it, but again, you're mischaracterizing what happened today. The Senate... I know.
Wow.
Have you ever heard a person's blood pressure rise? I didn't know it was an audible sound.
I think I figured out the Sean Spicer formula. You take whatever the subject is in the sentence, which is the question you're being presented with, and you question the efficacy of that word, of the subject of the sentence.
Yeah, that's his tactic. Kellyanne Conway's is to just go, I don't know, and then make noises. So that clip goes on for about 4 more minutes.
Incredible.
And Sean Spicer continues to yell until that reporter stops asking questions.
So he got what he wanted.
No.
Okay.
He stopped asking questions so the CNN reporter next to him could then ask the same questions. And Sean Spicer naturally reacted, very, very calmly.
With the pitch increasing ever so in his voice continually until his head is going to explode.
There's going to be blood shooting out of his head. His blood pressure is going to go so great that it's just going to spray out.
Maybe out of his eyes.
And Trump is going to see that on TV and go, that's big league.
Yeah.
Big league blood pressure right there.
That's why I hired him. He doesn't do anything halfway.
Why don't you do that, Kellyanne? Ugh. I think he hates Kellyanne.
I think now. And I think Betsy DeVos has like a little, those old school desks where you kind of slide in from one side. I think that's what her desk is like.
Probably.
Her $200 million desk, because that's how much money she gave the Republicans.
It's an old school desk, but it's diamond encrusted.
Oh, yeah.
Just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's very shiny.
Yeah.
Very shiny.
And it flies. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
School choice. Yeah, I can't get over Kellyanne Conway's feet. Every time I look at her now, I just think that everyone's like, yes.
I think that's just you.
Yeah,
I think that's just you.
I mean, I'm not obsessed with her feet. I'm just saying that I think everyone else is.
You've brought it up twice now.
I know.
I think that you're obsessed with Kellyanne Conway's feet.
I've never seen her feet. I'm a foot person.
I'm obsessed with Kellyanne Conway's psyche because I feel like it's gone. I feel like she's just sinking into a shell of a human being.
Yeah, she suppressed it to the point of no return. Yeah.
I feel bad for her, and I feel like she needs rescued.
I do too. Sean Spicer needs calm down pills Kellyanne needs extensive counseling and coaching. She's going to have a book out in like 25 years.
Definitely.
Where she came back from all this and found herself. You know what I mean?
No, here's what I think. She'll get fired partway through this term, and then she'll have a book come out called, Hey, I worked for that idiot. Guess what happened?
Yeah.
That's just going to be the title, and everyone's going to be like, okay.
Cool.
New York Times bestseller. And, I mean, it's the failing New York Times, so you can't really trust them on their bestseller list, but...
I know. It's so sad how every great, credible newspaper is failing these days.
So what I found very funny about the wiretapping thing is he had an interview this week on Fox News.
He being Trump?
Yes.
Okay.
With Tucker Carlson.
Tucker.
Who I never realized it until I saw the clip of it, is an incredibly punchable person.
He's a turkey.
Like, just the look on his face, you're kind of like, I kind of want to know what it feels like to hit you. A little bit.
Because I think it feels delicious.
I don't know why I feel this way, but I'm enraged just by the sight of you.
He also makes his own gravy.
Yeah, probably. So he was talking about the whole wiretapping incident. And Tucker Carlson asked him where he got his information. And he said, I've been reading, which is really a reassuring thing to hear from a president. Gold star for you. I don't know. You remember Book It? Did you ever have Book It as a kid?
Yeah, I did have Book It. Yeah.
They need to institute like presidential Book It.
Yeah.
Like for everything he reads, he gets a sticker, and then he can have a free personal pan pizza if he gets enough stickers.
I know.
And so he was saying, I've been reading a lot of things. I read the New York Times, and it was then that I realized he got his information from an article from a news source he doesn't trust, supposedly.
Right.
And the article was not about him being under surveillance. The article was about different techniques they can use to, check in on people.
Okay. So that was okay. So that was the source.
That was it.
Yeah. I also heard that story came about. Was it Fox ran a story or was it Breitbart published a story?
The chain was one of my favorite conservative lunatic radio show hosts, Mark Levin, quote, connected the dots. He looked at articles, and by connecting the dots and knowing about the Obama holdovers, that's how he talks.
Oh my
he gets
God.
very upset.
Whoa.
He's like an angry conservative Gilbert Gottfried. The Obama holdovers. Rah! He connected all the dots to realize that they may have been wiretapping him. So Breitbart then published a story off of this, and then Donald Trump went, someone was wiretapping me. Well, obviously that was Barack Obama, because no one else said that, just him.
Okay, so even the original sources of this story,
even Mark Levin,
never
did not crow Barack Obama's name.
Okay,
Barack Obama. It's really unbearable.
Yeah.
I recommend listening to Mark Levin at some point.
Okay.
Just so you can know what pure pain sounds like. It's like listening to a radio show host who is periodically passing a kidney stone while he's on the air.
I was gonna say it sounds like he has a little angry man under the table who's just like whamming his balls with a hammer.
The last time I listened to him, it was actually on the way home from recording this here podcast.
Oh, really?
At one point.
Wow.
And someone called in to dispute something he was saying. And his side of the conversation went, I just want to know your facts. Where are you getting it? What are the sources? If you can't tell me your sources, I can't know whether you're right. I'm done with you! Next! And that was it. And I know that it seems like I may be exaggerating. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's exactly
No,
what it was like.
I know. We should begin to routinely call into these kinds of shows. We really should.
I can't do it.
It's too much.
Well, the reason is calling into those shows. It doesn't matter if you have all the facts in the world.
Yeah.
Facts don't.
Oh no, we're not going to make a point to them.
Just call in.
We're just going to annoy them.
Well, I mean, that's easy to do.
Yeah.
All you have to do is call in and say, "I'm not sure about that," and then they're immediately annoyed.
You're not sure about that?
It happens every so often.
Our question for you, and this is just my ignorance here: Are there liberal talk shows of the same ilk?
No.
I didn't think so.
At one point, someone tried to do that.
Okay.
I believe Al Franken had a show. I know Mark Maron was on there at one point. It failed miserably because liberals don't listen to talk radio.
That's true.
And this was before podcasts.
Because we have FM.
Liberals didn't even listen to podcasts at that point. You might be able to do it now if you did it in podcast form.
Okay.
And I know there are a couple now podcasts. There's Pod Save America.
Pod Save America? I haven't heard of that.
I honestly can't listen to it.
Okay.
And it's not anything against them. But I have an issue with listening to things that just reinforce what I think.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Uh-huh.
And it's very one-sided. So I'm listening to it going, well, I think this already. I can't listen to you.
So this show is
I'm sorry.
Not working for you either.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man. The Mark Levin hurt me.
Well, yeah.
I don't know how he does that. He does that, like, I think it's 3 hours. I think it's a 3-hour show.
Good God.
Daily.
Well, I mean, if he's anything like Rush Limbaugh, it's just lots and lots of opioids. That's how you get through something
That's
like that.
true.
Just, first of all, when you take that many opioids, you can't defecate.
Well, that's definitely
You can't.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Rush Limbaugh, that's actually why he's so bloated.
yeah. It's just a bunch of shit, and he's full of shit.
Yeah.
He's literally full.
It hasn't come out in years.
Right. He's impacted beyond belief. Actually,
That's the guy who talks about family values.
Yeah.
Can we just point that out again? I love that.
It's okay to point out over and over and over. You know, Rush Limbaugh doesn't even have a torso anymore. They just sort of like chopped him from the middle down so that his organs just like drain into a thing.
I honestly am not sure that Rush Limbaugh is even still a radio host.
I'm not either.
I haven't heard anything.
I think he is.
I'm sure he is.
I heard someone say something about him.
He'll be on the radio, I'm sure, until the day he dies.
Yeah.
So, like, any time now.
I actually know another person who does what you do, who is, you would call yourself a moderate. This guy...
I'm a left-leaning moderate.
Left-leaning moderate. This guy labeled himself as a Democrat. And he said, yeah, I like to go out there and... he's a bus driver. I like to go out there and listen to Rush Limbaugh every day. I'm a Democrat. I've been a Democrat for years. Mm-hmm. But I like to listen to him because he's crazy.
Rush Limbaugh, so I had to, in college, listen to a lot of Rush Limbaugh.
You did?
Because at my job, my boss loved Rush Limbaugh.
Ew.
And then after Rush Limbaugh was Glenn Beck.
Oh, God.
So I got to hear Glenn Beck, too.
Yeah.
And I realized that sometimes I might agree with Rush Limbaugh. Like, he may make a point, and I agree with him.
Uh-huh.
And then as the segment progresses, like at 30 seconds into it, after he made the point that I agree with, I'm like, well, I mean, that's a little, I don't know about that. 2 minutes later, I'm off.
Yeah.
I'm off the entire ride. I don't believe in any of it anymore. He broke me.
You understand what he's really talking about now, right?
Yeah.
So he would start with like a general point.
I mean, yeah, it would be something about let's say immigration. We need to control illegal immigration.
Uh-huh.
I agree with that. We do need to control illegal immigration. And we should do it by enforcing our borders. Well, I don't know that that's really the best way to go about this immediately, but okay. And then from there, it's wall. Blah! And okay.
And by the end of it, he's like, let's just set up like a firing squad.
Yeah. Well, if we just put landmines all across the border.
Yeah.
No immigrants getting in. So
yeah,
it's not. I mean, that's how they operate.
That's see, that's the thing that worries me sometimes. Honestly, is that there's this escalation on the right.
Yeah.
That everyone seems totally comfortable doing.
Yeah.
And on the left, we just won't go there.
Well,
you know,
I'm actually getting worried because the left is becoming more that way.
It's
this whole thing has, like I've said before, there's no middle ground anymore.
Right.
So on the right side, you have, if we don't pass this travel ban, every terrorist is going to come in and kill everyone.
We're all dead. Yeah.
But on the left, you have a lot of people going, if the travel ban gets passed, all civil liberty is gone for everyone forever.
Right. Which,
and it's
as horrible as it is, that is not the case.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, both of them are slippery slope arguments, which
right.
is, a fallacy. And there's not a slippery slope most of the time.
Yeah.
So
occasionally there is,
but most of the time there is not.
That nose candy, slippery slope.
That's a slippery slope.
Yeah,
no argument there.
Yeah, don't start with the nose candy, kids.
So it's becoming that way on both sides. I don't like that.
No,
there's no rational behavior from the far left or the far right, and there's less in the middle anymore.
Well, that's true. There's not a lot of middle left at all. And if I don't know, if you ask me, and I know I'm coming at this from very much a lefty point of view,
very left,
yeah,
far left,
yeah.
You're alt left.
No, I'm not. No, I'm regular left. I don't want to be alt anything.
You're alt left.
The only thing I want to be is alt rock. That's it.
That's like alt right, right?
Well, I mean, we do a lot of Nazi song covers.
Yeah,
but
alt rock is white supremacist rock.
Yeah.
It's Ted Nugent.
No. Fuck you, alt right, for claiming the word alternative, dicks. I feel like the right escalated it, right?
Yeah.
So it's I think it's their fault for escalating things to the point of maybe I'm not saying no return, but to the point that we're at right now.
I would agree,
because it's almost like I feel that's part of the reason the Democrats lost a lot is because they were trying to be, not in all cases, but overall they were trying to hold some middle ground. You know what I mean? There was, I feel like there's
a lot of reasons they lost.
There's a lot of reasons they lost, but one is like no one's going to this extreme. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's starting like you're saying. I mean, you do see something like, and I'm not calling this extreme, but the indivisible thing, the indivisible groups and stuff, they're explicitly taking tactics that the Tea Party used against President Obama, and trying to implement those, which I think in this case is obviously a good thing. But it is the same kind of like ramping up. You know what I mean?
What happened in my viewpoint is Barack Obama got elected.
Yeah.
And we can all agree it was a very positive message.
Yes.
He had.
Extremely positive. Hope and change.
However, people don't like change.
Yeah.
They can ignore the hope part if they don't like the change part.
Right.
So then you have the Tea Party.
Yeah.
The Tea Party
is a reaction.
Is a reaction catering to everyone's worst fears.
Right.
And by everyone, I mean everyone in their constituency. And
of course.
I mean, none of their worst fears
are your worst fears. Yeah.
Like if women get abortions, every baby's going to get killed. That's not my worst fear. I don't have
That's
that
not a fear at all. Yeah.
So they started winning the midterm elections.
Right.
And now Donald Trump.
Right.
And what I feel like is happening with the groups, like you said, and even with, like, you hear Chuck Schumer talking. a lot of different people, it feels very much the same in the sense that it's no longer hope and change. It's this is gonna kill everyone.
Yeah.
And it's so they're playing off all of the left fear.
Yes. Which, let's be fair, I mean, I feel there's a lot of, I'm not saying that the extremes are founded, but there's plenty of things to be shocked and outraged about
there definitely
within this administration.
is.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's 4 years.
Yeah.
Let's hope. I'm not giving him a second term.
No.
So I mean,
I did listen to a very interesting thing today. I was catching up on point, and there was this former ambassador to Russia under Obama. They're talking about how Putin got into power, right?
Yeah.
So the 90s were a period of chaos for Russia.
Yeesh.
And people went along with having a whatever you want to call him,
lunatic.
A lunatic.
Ah, yes.
A strong, quote unquote, strong leader, lunatic, and with compromises to their freedoms, right? In exchange for stability, right? They that was the social contract they made with Putin. When he got into power, of course, he immediately shut down, dissent and all of that.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to watch. It's like, and I know he didn't because he's not that smart, but maybe the people working for him did. They sort of watched how Putin came into power and what he did, and they're attempting the same strategy here, but it's not working because we're not Russia. You know what I mean?
No, I mean that's a thing that the lefty fear people need to remember.
Right.
Is yes, you do have to keep an eye on him. Yes, we should speak our minds, but we're not an unstable government that can easily be, I mean, it's going to take a lot of effort
to topple.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the judiciary. The judiciary, and we said this before, has been kicking ass because they're one of the big defenses against these attempts at abuses of power. You know what I mean? It's right there. The other thing is the people coming out and protesting. And, we haven't seen anything happen much. I mean, people are trying to do things in Congress. But the fact of the matter is there has to be some changeover in Congress before you're going to see a lot of hard push from the Democrats. They
not
just can't
to mention,
do anything.
The Democrats need to, man up.
Get their shit together?
Yeah.
Well,
hey, you know what? You know what's not gonna win it? If you just go, no, we aren't going to talk to that person. It's it's not a good way to enact change.
I take your point. In other news this week, did you see this McDonald's tweet?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Were you going to talk about this?
You realize you have taken 3 of my quick hits.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll still do them.
All right, we'll still do them. So McDonald's tweeted this at 9:16 a.m. on March 16th. At Real Donald Trump, you are actually a disgusting excuse of a president, and we would love to have at Barack Obama back. Also, you have tiny hands. A post on McDonald's corporate Twitter account caused a stir Thursday morning, denigrating President Trump and calling for Barack Obama's return. It was only up for about 20 minutes. It was liked and retweeted more than 1,000 times in that period.
Wait, how did that stay up for 20 minutes?
Stayed up for 20 minutes.
I like that it says only 20 minutes, as if that's not a lifetime on the internet.
That is forever on Twitter, yeah. An early message to McDonald's seeking comment wasn't immediately answered. More than an hour after the incident, the company said that its Twitter account had been compromised. They deleted the tweet, this is what they said. We deleted the tweet, secured our account, and are now investigating this. It drew a wide range of responses. This is the great part. The tweet came as a significant departure on a corporate account that normally contents itself with marking holidays, promoting McDonald's outlets, and informing investors about company strategy. I assume someone decided to quit their social media job in style, reads one popular comment. Others joke that perhaps the Hamburglar, the McDonald's cartoon character, had infiltrated the company's social media division.
That seems right.
And some, assuming that the tweet would be short-lived, posted a web archives link to the message.
You know what? It couldn't have been the Hamburglar. The Hamburglar would have been very opposed to the Obamas because Michelle Obama was all about healthy eating. And the Hamburglar, as his name implies, is not about healthy eating.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, meanwhile, always eats hamburgers. Every time you hear a story about him talking with someone, it's like, they had hamburgers and Coke. Brr! Because, he's an all-American.
Little C Coke.
Yeah.
Not big C Coke.
Probably both.
Yeah. It just occurred to me, the Hamburglar is the Cookie Monster of hamburgers.
That's true.
If you show the Hamburglar a hamburger, he has to steal it.
If Cookie Monster and the Hamburglar were to hang out together, there would be a McDonald's just destroyed, and then they'd head to an Otis Spunkmeyer. It's all gone. Everything's gone.
I could see them in a recovery room together, like group therapy.
Can you OD on those things?
Oh yeah. Hi, my name is Hamburglar. I've been clean and sober.
This is a marketing idea for McDonald's here.
All right, lay it out.
Introducing new salads.
Okay.
The Hamburglar in his HA meeting.
Yes.
Hamburgers Anonymous. Stands up.
Ha.
Yeah. And announces that he is an addict. And then he eats a salad because that's all he can have anymore.
I like it.
It's a good commercial.
I have an alternative proposal, and it's a synergistic proposal.
Okay.
All right. What goes better with anything than anything in the world with hamburgers? Ice cream. You know how Ben & Jerry's has these core ice creams? You get a caramel core, you get a cookie core. I propose a hamburger core ice cream.
What?
Ben & Jerry's hamburger core.
Ice cream goes with hamburgers?
Yeah!
What?
Because that made my point.
Okay.
Yeah, I was using Trumpian logic there.
Fake news.
Fake news. There's no hamburger core ice cream, you smucks.
That
mutants.
That was an alternative fact.
It was. Yeah.
So.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Have you ever had one of the core ice creams?
Yeah, they're not very good.
No.
I don't like them.
We tried one that had a peanut butter core.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is a really big hunk of hard peanut butter stuff.
Yep. It's the same way with all the other ones.
Well, that's really cool.
It's like no, I bought this so I didn't have to stir anything.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about, we've covered this extensively. That's how I feel about peanut butter that you have to stir.
Yeah.
I buy it so I don't have to stir it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Now, how do you feel about yogurt you have to stir?
Not such a big deal. It's not as thick as peanut butter. You can get a spoon through
But
there.
would you rather have yogurt that is already stirred?
Of course I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't argue with you.
Well, you shouldn't, because I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we came together on something. That was nice.
It finally
See?
happened.
People, there is compromise. There's space.
Yep.
There is a middle.
So I guess we're done with the podcast forever now.
Yeah,
we finally hit our goal.
We did. Yeah. We
It took this many episodes, but we agreed on something. Oh.
There's just no show anymore. Hit me. Hit me.
All right, quick hits.
Quick hit me.
Even though you've already ruined all of them.
Fuck. The music is
Is it playing?
it's playing right now.
Because I need it to play.
It's
Okay.
going. You never trust me
No.
about the music playing.
No.
But I'm here to tell you that I always put it in. Without fail.
Like it's on now?
It's on right now.
How does it sound?
It's fine. It's not great.
Is it turned up enough?
Yeah, no, it's up enough. It's just there's just not a lot to it. It's
Right.
not. I didn't write Tchaikovsky. I just
Well, I don't want that behind.
I know you don't. That's I know.
not appropriate for this.
I understand that. I understand that. You have to trust me just a little.
Is it still playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Until you. Yeah.
So yesterday, Donald Trump paid homage to Andrew Jackson at the Hermitage. Who would you rather have in the White House? Andrew Jackson's decomposed carcass or Steve Bannon's decomposing carcass?
Ooh.
This is me saying that he looks like he's a body that was pulled out of a river.
He really does.
So
It looks like he swallowed a lot of river water.
yeah.
And there's a frog in each cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So zombie Andrew Jackson.
Zombie Andrew Jackson.
That over half zombie.
Oh yeah.
Steve Bannon.
I don't want him anywhere near it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Under the budget blueprint
Yeah.
released by Donald Trump, all funding to the Corporation of Public Broadcasting would be cut.
No.
All of it. No funding left. If it comes to it, what is a second job Daniel Tiger could possibly get to make ends meet? I'm assuming he'd immediately head to Uber.
No, the trolley drives. Do you know that about Daniel Tiger?
I don't know
The
anything
trolley-
about Daniel Tiger.
Okay, here's the world of Daniel Tiger. I just stick with me here.
Okay.
One reason everyone is always happy and fulfilled on that show is they have free transportation everywhere they go.
Uh-huh.
All they have to do is step outside their door and call for trolley.
Right. So you're saying that the robot stole his job?
Never any money changes hands.
So how is he going to make a living?
Well, you know, his dad works at a clock factory.
So he
I
could
think
go into the family
Daniel
business.
Tiger could work at the clock factory.
He'll go into the family business.
He could make smaller clocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
As previously discussed, McDonald's Twitter account tweeted, "At Real Donald Trump, you are actually a disgusting excuse of a president, and we would love to have Barack Obama back. Also, you have tiny hands."
Yes.
Obviously, McDonald's referring to anything or anyone as disgusting as a case of the pot calling the kettle black.
Uh-huh.
What item would you say is the Donald Trump of the McDonald's menu?
Oh man. Do you remember when they had, this is just a memory, and then I'll give you my real answer.
Okay.
Do you remember when they had the salads that came in a cup and you would pour the dressing?
I vaguely remember
You vaguely remember
yes.
this? And you would shake up the cup?
Yeah, that was a weird choice.
It was in like a milkshake cup.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you had a,
My theory on that is
Disgusting.
they just had a lot of extra cups.
yeah. Oh yeah. Donald Trump is a bag of decomposing, urinated on Big Macs.
See, my thought was the 2 for $5 McRibs, 2 of them, but a week and a half after the promotion ended and there are no more McRibs.
Oh, they're the last McRibs?
Yeah, they're like the leftover McRibs
Whoa.
that no one wants.
I don't know
just-
that no one wants them.
They're disgusting.
Someone wants them.
McRibs are terrible.
You can sell a McRib on Craigslist.
And finally,
Yeah.
to raise awareness of the decreasing bee population, Honey Nut Cheerios pulled their mascot off of their boxes. It's a bee.
Oh, I'm aware.
I knew nothing about this until I saw it on CNN, meaning it's not wildly effective. Name 3 better ways for Honey Nut Cheerios to help bees instead of removing a picture of a cartoon bee from their box.
I don't even understand why that would be helping at all. Like
To draw awareness to it.
Oh, just to say, like, he's gone.
Yeah.
He died with the rest of the bees.
It's like, you know how the Susan G. Komen thing isn't for raising money to research breast cancer. It's for breast cancer awareness.
Awareness.
Yeah. This is for honeybee extinction awareness.
Okay, well, that's actually a good cause.
Is it?
Yeah, it's important.
Okay, but through this. What are 3 better ways? It's not hard to come up with
They
3
could
better
have
ways.
stopped using honey in the Honey Nut Cheerios.
That's all 3 of them. That's all 3 of the better ways.
They could give a, you know what? Honey Nut Cheerios is about $1 more a box than it should be.
Yeah.
I understand that it's a very good cereal, and I'm fine paying what it's worth. They could take $1 off of every box and donate it to save the bees.
Right.
The other thing they could do is they could set up a program where bees can go on the corner and sell papers about bee awareness and bee depletion issues.
I'd read that.
Yeah,
How much would that paper cost?
it'd be $1.
Oh, I don't have any cash.
Well, you don't have to have cash. We also take Bitcoin
I
and
don't.
Bitcoin.
No.
It's the best joke I've ever told.
What has happened here?
By the way, the bee thing is actually scary.
Well, yes, it is.
I heard that they're trying to like bioengineer some bees or something to help with that. And I also heard today that there was some extreme bleaching that happened on the Great Barrier Reef, and it's due to climate change. It's due to the oceans rising in temperature, and it's going to happen again. And so basically, there may be no Great Barrier Reef someday.
Well, this got real cheery.
I'm just saying.
This got real cheery.
And in response to that, you know, I think that Pixar should remove Finding Nemo from all the Nemo movies, just to raise awareness.
Remove Nemo from Nemo?
Yeah.
From
Finding nothing.
Yeah. Just finding.
Finding.
Just finding.
Yeah, I like that. See, it's conceptual. So his dad never has to leave the anemone.
Yeah.
He never has to meet the sea turtles,
He never hangs out with Ellen DeGeneres fish.
which is fine.
Yeah.
The sequel goes away. You can still find Dory, but there's no Finding Nemo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the sequel.
Neither have I.
I don't have any interest.
Eh.
It didn't need a sequel.
It's always more fun when they call sequels squeakles. I think that was the case for like a Chipmunks movie or something.
Yes.
It's the squeakquel.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, the squeakquel.
Have the Chipmunks ever been good?
Are you kidding?
Have they ever been good?
Yeah, absolutely. You ever heard those Christmas songs?
I mean that, but after that.
Oh, I mean, that's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, all the television and film, you have to imagine millions of dollars that have gone into Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah.
For what?
That's
For what?
to make
No
more
children
millions of dollars.
No children care. No kid is running around thinking that's their favorite thing.
Oh, I bet you there are.
No.
Oh, I bet you
If
there
they
are.
are, they're in Uruguay and they don't matter.
Wow. That's a real America First message right there. There we go. Sushi jackknife.
Sushi jackknife. Doing it. This is a postscript. Thank you, local restaurant Smokin' Thighs, for following us. I don't know if you know who we are or if it was a rando
They
follow.
didn't pay for this ad.
It's not an ad. I've never eaten there.
You've never eaten there?
I've never eaten
It's
there.
actually very good. That's not an endorsement of their restaurant.
However,
they didn't pay me.
If you want us to do one, we'll do it. Just saying. Putting that out there, Smoking Thighs. Thanks a lot. Oh, and by the way, you can buy the song I made out of you and I saying Logically Illogical. Thanks for the inspiration, Nebraska Roy. We have a Bandcamp page. So go to Bandcamp, search Sushi Jackknife, and you can buy that if you want to.
How much?
That's $1.
Sounds like a great use
It's
of the dollar.
just as much as those Bumblebee papers.
There we go.
Choose your issue. Our podcast or Saving Bumblebees. It's your choice.
I think we know which one's most worthy.
Line in the sand.
Mm-hmm.